Hey everyone, and welcome to the 10K in 30 Day live weekly webinar. I'm your host, Vanessa Simpkins, and you're in for a treat today because we have an amazing rockstar special guest, Maggie Monney, who's all about money. I mean, her name is spelling money, and she's going to talk to us today about how to activate your abundance and unlock your freedom factor. And you're in the right place if you're an entrepreneur, want to be entrepreneur, women's empowerment leader, inspirational leader. Maybe you're an author or a speaker, or want to be author or speaker, or want to take your business to the next level. Maybe you're like, one day I wish you could have a business, and you're maybe in that place where you might be sabotaging yourself or wondering, why are these people having so much success with this whole law of attraction abundance thing, and how can I rock mine? Well, you're in the right place. We've got an amazing training lined up for you. And every week we do this. We talk about money, mindset, manifesting, marketing tips to help you grow your business and really to create a life that you love. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Rockstar Maggie, who's going to be running the show today. And Maggie is the creator of Get Your Moxy Back programs. And according to her clients, she is inquisitive, she's loyal, she's a devoted spirit, always ready to infuse positive change in people around her. She's a mindset, inner spirit empowerment facilitator, a confidence and transformational breakthrough coach, motivational speaker. And one of her passions is to live fully with purpose and great laughter. You're going to love Maggie's laughter. She's full of energy. And I mean, who better to learn abundance principles with? Hello, her name is Maggie Monney. Money is in her name. She's smart too. She's got an educational background. She's got 2 bachelor degrees, a master's degree in rehabilitation counseling and psychology, hence her love for coaching, mentoring others to empower them to create their best life. And her website's called getyourmoxyback.com. Hey, welcome Maggie to the call.
Hi, Vanessa. How are you? I'm so happy to be here. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you too. And you know, Maggie, right before we jump in, I'm going to give you the whole enchilada and let you run with it. I just want to make sure Candace is joining us here. Hey, aloha, Candace. Why don't you guys all tap into the chat box? Let us know that you're here and that you can hear us and all this amazing technology works. And my invitation to you, all of you, since you're here, 90% of success is showing up. All right. My invitation is to keep showing up, ask questions, use the chat box. I'll be manning it. And in the meantime, Maggie, the show is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Well, today we've got, something really awesome happening, and I can't wait to share it all with you guys because it's just, I'm blown away myself by the whole thing. So without any further delay, let's do that. And here we go.
Awesome.
All right. You all can see my screen okay? No problem?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, thank you again for having me, here with you guys today. And I want to thank everybody else for showing up as well because, this is really something that's really important to me and in sharing it. So really, I want everybody to be able to activate their abundance, to really do that and unlock their freedom factor to create a life they really love. And it's all about being able to get rid of your doubt, indecision, and start making your dreams come true today. So without any further delay, let's keep this going. And I promise you guys that we are going to have a lot of fun, and already, from Vanessa. So we are going to have a lot of fun, and you will come away with some amazing breakthroughs and a fantastic process that I've put together for you guys to help you greatly improve and boost your confidence and empower you to create your life right now. So also, we will be talking about, the most common causes of low self-esteem or lack of confidence and what to do about it. And also, I'm going to be sharing with you proven ways to stop yourself from going into despair and turning things around fast for yourself. And also, we will be talking about 3 simple keys that will help you to absolutely boost your self-confidence right now. And to tell you a little bit about me, well, like I said, confidence, is a really, really important thing. And on the left side of the screen here, this is a picture of me when I was at one of the lowest points in my life. My confidence level was really, rock bottom. And I knew it, and I was struggling with it, and I didn't know what to do about it to get it back up. And I always thought of myself as being somebody who was confident. But it got to the point that I was like, okay, this is it. This is it. You have to do something and get a hold of your life. And so I decided to just, make drastic changes and not being, a victim anymore, and just being accountable and not blame anybody, and just, take control. And I did. And on the right hand side, that's the picture of me, more or less of what I look like today. And the change in me, I mean, it's you feel it, or the people see it, they may see it before you actually do. But the change is drastic for me. And
Yeah, I mean, how many pounds did you lose there? That is a drastic change.
Oh, that was about 45 to 50 pounds.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
My boyfriend, before he met me, Alex, actually, he lost 50 pounds. And we look at his pictures, we call him Big Daddy. We're like, man, you were a real Big Daddy back then. But it's a totally different person. 50 pounds is like a whole person, Maggie.
Yes,
Amazing.
it is. Absolutely, it is. And it changes you. It changes you.
God, yeah, your whole perception of yourself, when you can effectuate change in your body,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel better about yourself. The way you feel about yourself changes everything. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And other people tell you too, but it's more important for yourself to actually notice that and live the change, and not really, go with it. So it's amazing. And I feel so amazing. And, to tell you a little more about myself, I was born in Africa. I moved to Europe, grew up there, and then finally ended up in the US. I'm a market research professional, and I've been doing it for, many years before I got into, coaching and empowering people, because I love to find out, what motivates us, what drives us to do the things that we do, and ultimately what makes us happy. And doing that, what makes me happiest is being, an inner spirit empowerment facilitator, and a confidence and transformational breakthrough coach, and a motivational speaker, because I want people to be able to go after the things that they really want. And I've done countless workshops and led numerous motivational and confidence building groups with men and women all over. And I've also been, featured on Winnipeg's #1 blog talk radio with Tanya Clark Marinelli, who's an awesome person, by the way. And just, a little more detail about me. Like I said, there are several events that actually have shaped me to be the person that I am today. But to give you the gist, I was born in Togo and moved to Europe at the age of 10 because my mother agreed to let me go so I can have a better life. So I moved there, I was adopted, and I had a great life, a great childhood of it there. I loved it. It was like a big adventure. I had 2 sisters. We got along great most of the time, like siblings do. And at the age of 19, I decided to become a professional dancer. So I decided to come to the US to do that. Of course, my parents were not too happy about it, but I was really intent on doing it. And I did. So I came to the US and I danced professionally for about 5 years.
Wow.
Then I wised up a little bit and decided to go back to school. So I did, and got my second bachelor's degree, and then decided to go on to get my master's degree. And while going through my master's program, I was working for this market research company back in New York. And the agreement was that, while I was going through school, they would allow me to work there. And once I graduated, they would make me, the executive, research executive person. And with that, you have all the benefits, that go with it. So I agreed. And so I worked my ass off for 2 years, got my degree, and I graduated. And I went to my boss and I said, hey, I'm done. So how are we going to go about, making this transition for me? And she says, well, that's great. You're done and everybody loves working with you. But right now it's just not the right time to make this happen, because when we do, it's got to be good, not only for you, but also for the company. And right now it's just not the right time. Of course, that's not what I wanted to hear, but hey, what other choice did I have, right? So I decided to stick around. So I stayed on, and a year goes by, business was great. The team got bigger, they hired new people, and they asked me to train them. I wasn't too happy about it, but then thinking about it, I was like, well, maybe this is a chance for me to show them that I am a team player, and I'm good at what I do, and I know what I'm doing. So I trained those people, and within a short amount of time, everybody was, pretty autonomous and doing what they were supposed to do. We were a great cohesive team. We got a lot of work done, and we had a great year. And again, the year-end review time comes along, and I go back to my boss and say, hey, we've had a fantastic year, and I've, shown and proven that, I can do this. And I think I deserve, to have this promotion now. What do you think? And she goes, yeah, you're right. You did a fantastic job. Everybody still loves working with you, and you train these people, wonderfully. And we did really well. But I'm so sorry. We still can't make this promotion happen for you now because
I'll be so mad. Oh.
Yeah. the new people we hired now, we don't have any more money left in the budget to give you this promotion. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I felt so angry. I felt so frustrated and taken advantage of. And I just couldn't. But right then and there, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to make any waves. I didn't say anything. And I just went home with all these feelings brewing inside me and not knowing what to do. But trying to, to let it go, but I couldn't. And I remember coming home and sitting in the dark and trying to kind of, decide on what to do. And above everything else, there was this voice within me. And suddenly I felt calm. And I decided to listen to the voice and just go along with it. So I listened to it and I felt calm. All the anger, the indecision, the fear, the frustration, everything just dissipated. And I knew what to do. So the next day I went back to work and I went to see my boss and I turned in my resignation.
Good girl. It's scary as shit, man, to do that. But good for you for standing up for yourself.
Oh my God.
And it's really the story of, most very, very good, exceptional, talented people get walked over. I certainly did too in my job, good talent, great salespeople, great leaders. It kind of corporate squeezes you, right? They want to squeeze the last drops out of you.
Yep. And when they're done with you, they throw you away. And yep. But I was like, okay, I'm done. And of course, they try to make me change my mind. But I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not going to stay. But everybody else thought that I was crazy because, Vanessa, it was around Christmas time. Wow. Nobody quits their job around Christmas time. Nobody. But I was so intent. I was so calm with the whole decision. I didn't care what was going to happen. Yeah. Not one bit. So I did. And no kidding you, within 2 weeks, the dream job for me at the time was presented to me via a headhunter. A headhunter reached out to me and gave me this job as a research manager, which was a better job with more money, which was only a 15-minute drive from my house. And I didn't have to commute one way each way to the other job anymore.
Yeah, that's what happens when we follow our intuition, and we really honor it and we take a stand for ourselves, for our feelings. This is what happens. Life honors us with that expansion. And it just really, that is when life becomes magical.
Yeah. Oh, I felt so happy. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And at the same time, I was like, well, yeah, this is what's supposed to happen. Yeah. It's like, okay.
Right on.
And I moved on and I never looked back. And of course, there were some friends and colleagues of mine who stayed behind, still feeling miserable, reached out to me a couple of months later, asked me, but how did you do this? How did you make this happen? I mean, this is awesome, but how can you make this happen? And I said, well, there comes a time when you have to say enough is enough. Yeah. And you have to listen to what I call your inner spirit, your guts, your sixth sense, whatever you want to call it. You need to listen to it and go with it. And that's what I did. And so with those friends, our little conversations turned into motivational and, empowerment sessions, actually, without us knowing it. And one by one, they started finding other jobs and, better situations and moving on and being happier. And as for me, I realized that I really loved that process. I loved being able to help people to just get out of their own way and finding their voice and going after, whatever it is that they wanted. And I've been doing that ever since. And, seeing the changes in them, it's just, you have to go with the gut feeling because, like they say, everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And when you fear something, I think you have to grasp it and just bite it and go with it. Because on the other side, I promise you, you're going to have so much more fun and something much better than what you were dealing with before. So now, what are the most of the common causes out there of low self-esteem and or lack of confidence? Well, it could be that, you had uninvolved or negligent parents, or, they didn't know how to show love to you. They didn't know how to validate you when you were growing up, or they didn't show you that you matter.
Did you see me raise my hand? Like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, yes, yeah. All of that. I definitely grew up in a household like that. I think most people, I don't know if there's any, normal childhoods or parents or, the perfect parents next door. I don't think that exists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you internalize all those things. Maybe then, of course, most of them, they're not doing it on purpose because they don't know any better. but that affects you and that impacts you, and you internalize it, and it's damaging you, and you don't know right away, and it's going to show up later.
Yeah, when you're about 30, when you're 30, my aunt used to scare us with that. She used to say, well, just wait till you kids hit your 30s and it's all over. And we would be like, my aunt is neurotic. Like, we love her, but she's just neurotic. She was right, though. And all comes bubbling to the surface, and you're like, shit, I created all this. Oh my God, what's going on with me, right? You just start looking inside.
Yeah, and some other people, they may have suffered a trauma, an abuse of some kind, like either emotional or psychological or physical, sexual, or any combination of those, abuses. And again, you don't see the damage right away, and that is so scary to me. Having kids, that is so scary to me. Anyway, but then some other people, they have body image issues. My nose is too small or too big, or my tush is not big enough, or whatever it is. And you also, again, internalize all those things and think that it's true.
Especially women.
Yeah, a lot of women do that. We do that, and it's so sad. But anyway, there's a way to overcome all of that. And some other people, they have negative or overpowering peers around them. They get bullied. Even you get older, it's not just kids. You get bullied or badly influenced, and the things you hear repeatedly, you start
relationships with your bosses, with your close relationships with men, with even men with women. Yeah.
Or again, you have made previous bad choices, and now you're afraid of repeating those same mistakes over and over. So you don't trust yourself anymore. You don't have any more confidence in your own abilities. So all that, all those things now, they do contribute to limiting your belief system, which is actually keeping your self-confidence from rising. But thank goodness there is hope, because as human beings, we are totally resilient. And as a person, you are so capable of so much more than you know right now. So I'm inviting you to kick those limiting beliefs to the curbs right now, because they don't belong to you. And you can start building your self-confidence up today. So let's do that.
We have the choice. We absolutely have the choice. I love this.
We do. And I keep saying, be here and now, because once you have realized and come to terms with the fact that it is your past that had brought you where you are today, its job is done. Now it is up to you to create your future by fully living in the present and owning it, making your own decision and standing by them and being accountable. That's how change is going to start. So why is it so important to level up your self-confidence? Well, you may have seen this before, but either you lack confidence or you have great confidence. Either way, it has a trickling effect on everything else you do, everything else in your life. And when you have great confidence, you feel empowered and unstoppable. You feel more keen on wanting and doing more for yourselves, because you know and you feel that you do deserve better and you can do better. And that is absolutely right. You are right. You can. And it's up to you to decide to do that. But it's not always going to be rosy. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy and it comes easy to everybody. No, it doesn't. Because you need to stay the course and just remember on a daily basis how far you have come.
Yeah. So interesting. This is a really good point, to check. So many people, when they're going after their goals, they're going like 5,000 miles ahead, and they're like, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? I'm not there yet. You're like, you're never going to be there. Yep. There is never going to arrive. There's always going to be another goal, another house to buy, a bigger, better car, a few more kids, a vacation home, a greater tent, more money in the bank. There's always going to be more, because we're always expanding. And just what you said, to your point, to stop and take a look back and actually pat yourself in the back for all the things that we have done.
Absolutely.
We have accomplished. This raises your confidence level.
Yeah, because you're further, ahead today than you were yesterday, or a week ago, or a month. To take that into account and see that yes, you are making progress and giving yourself the time to make that things happen. And also, why we need to level up our self-confidence is that our children, they do get affected by that. They do get affected by our low self-esteem and lack of confidence, because they can see it. They feel it. Those little people, they feel it and they know. And so really, it is critical for us to teach them by showing them how to do it, and by building them up, encouraging them, and then praising them for every little good things they do, no matter how small it is. And you have to do that, repeatedly, and so they can really hear it and see, oh yes, It is true. And also, it is proven that by leading by example and teaching ourselves and our children to express themselves with confidence and respect does help them to develop a stronger voice and to stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
And so the same process that, we're going to put in place for those children, we can use the same process for ourselves.
Great. We have a question. Stefan is asking, why even when I try it doesn't work for me to be comfortable? So I don't know if you can expand on that, Stefan. There's certain instances when you don't feel comfortable, but maybe Maggie, I don't know if you want to answer that now or after you do.
Yes. Well, you need to, in order to expand and get bigger and grow out of, whatever situation you are now, you need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to be uncomfortable. And as you feel uncomfortable, you are growing. Because imagine you are in a little box. When you hit against, one side, it's going to hurt. And you're going to have to keep on, hitting on the side until it breaks. And then finally, you're going to have room to move. So feeling uncomfortable is actually a good thing. It means that you are actually making progress. You are going in the right direction. Make sense?
Yeah, he says, to be specific, he says, like, I get money, but not enough to feel at ease.
Well, it's gonna grow, and depending on how you're managing the money, it's gonna grow, or you need to make changes with what you have, and as those changes are put in place, things are not gonna change overnight for you. It's gonna be there's a whole process that you're gonna have to go through, and the good stuff is not gonna happen right away, right? Overnight. I mean, so like we were talking about before that, stay the course and make those changes happen to you, and it's going to happen. And the big change, you will see it's going to happen, but you need to stay the course.
Yeah. I think, Stefan, if you stick around to do the process with Maggie here in a bit, it'll uncover some things for you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So what can we do about it? Well, there is something we can do about it, right? Actually, before we get into that, I have a surprise for you guys. I want to reward you for being here with us today. And so I have a little gift for you that you can claim by using the link below. Vanessa can put that into, the chat box for you guys, and you can go it on and get the little gifts. Okay.
So what is the gift about exactly, Maggie? What is it?
The gift is what I call, a self-confidence building tool, something that I use every morning, and something that, I've given my clients and they use every morning. So you get up and you seize the day, basically. You make it happen. You make a declaration, and there's, it's like 4 different points, 4 things that you go through to set your day, up in a way that it's a positive one, no matter what happens.
Yeah. I'd like that gift. Thank you. It's a video, yeah, because you are confident. You have a lot of confidence, and this is definitely your duty to share with the world. So getyourmoxyback.com/breakthrough/gift is where you get that video process. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we have some proven ways to stop yourself from going into despair and turning things around fast. Number 1, you need to tune into your internal compass, because we are, as children, we are wired to recognize and gravitate towards what makes us feel good. Like, for example, when you get complimented, you do feel good about that. When someone says hello and asks you how you are, out of the blue, somebody you don't know, you're like, oh, hello. Or someone you like notices you and smiles at you. Oh, that makes you feel giddy. And you get praised for doing something good. That also makes you feel good. So to make this happen for you, recognize those good feelings and do things that help you to create more of those feelings.
Yeah, it really is all about our feelings.
Feeling good and being in that good space, that's really the key.
Yep.
And in contrast to that, how you feel when you're being mistreated badly, that same internal compass tells you that something is wrong. That you're being mistreated, and that treatment makes you sad or frustrated, or makes you feel small. So what you need to do is,
This is where people get stuck. Okay. This is where I got stuck for years. Sometimes it's a bad relationship, or it's a bad job, or it's maybe, Stefan was talking about an income level that's like, alert, red alert. I don't like this. This doesn't feel good. And then
But then you don't follow through.
Then you don't follow through.
Yeah. And you
Go
go back.
Anything about it, you get stuck. You get in a rut. Some people get in a rut in their marriage for like 7 years, or they get in a rut with their weight, or, they start feeling hopeless that it's, maybe they're not going to deserve anything better. That was, playing for many years. So what do you say to people who get stuck there?
Well, when you get stuck there, you need to know that you haven't done anything to be stuck over there. It's not your fault, and you need to believe in yourself. You need to have faith in your own ability that you are able and capable of dealing with whatever issues that come, at you.
Yeah.
And have that belief and follow your gut feeling. You listen to that internal compass and say, okay, this is not feeling good. So let me go towards something that's making me, feel better about myself, and just go with the good rather than, the bad feeling, just staying, stuck in there. Try to do something else, change your habit, move, out of that box as you go along.
I believe that, part of it is really believing that there's a purpose to it, and that, you can absolutely change your situation, but you have to believe in yourself. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, any other deeper traumas or issues that you have are just going to be, left undealt with. You need to deal with those issues as well. And you need to take steps to come to terms with those, issues. But for example, for the parents,
that can be really hard. I'm telling you, that is the hardest part, where you're like, it is, it really is. And just even when you become successful, you hit a certain level of success, there's always another door that you can, there's another room I've got to clean out, or there's another thing, there's another area, but it's that place of something's bothering me.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That's not going to happen anymore. I'm done with that. Like you said at the beginning, like, enough's enough.
Yeah.
And then there's a tipping point, and then there's action from there.
And all of us, actually, we do need to reach that, tipping point. When it's like, really, I can't deal with this any longer. I'm not going to go any further, feeling like this. It's not even, you can't, yes. But then when you make the decision, I don't want to keep on doing this any longer.
When you make the decision, that's what it is. That's really when your power gets wielded, when you make the decision that I deserve better, or I'm not going to do this anymore. It's so when things get really, really bad, and maybe, people listening into this webinar, maybe that's not where you're at, but maybe it is in a certain area. Maybe it's like that in relationships, but not in finances, or it's like that in finances, but not relationships. There's always one area, where we can improve on. Just know that, hitting the freaking wall at 50 miles an hour it's actually a good thing. It means that you're ready to make any decision and change your life.
Yep. Oh yeah. Now is the time to make that decision.
Because it's scary, right? Oh my God. Like,
it is. It is.
Saying yes to their passion, there's no roadmap for this. This is terrifying. How the hell do I do this? Right? By honoring that internal voice and taking action. Yeah,
it is absolutely, terrifying. But then you have to compare the two. Whichever course I am on right now, it's not going anywhere. It's going circle, and I'm not feeling any better.
Yeah.
And I know that by moving out of it or trying to do something different is going to be scary, because I don't know how it's going to turn out. But it's definitely not going to be the same thing as now. So you need to take that chance and try something different.
Yeah, take a risk. Otherwise, Albert Einstein says you can't solve a problem with the same mindset that created it.
Exactly. Yep, keep doing the same thing and hoping for different results. Yep, it's not going to happen. So you need to forgive your parents. Number one, any parents that were negligent or unloving as you were growing up, you need to forgive them, because you were not born with a manual. None of us were. And they did, the best they could, or how best they knew to do whatever they could do. So, it's not their fault either. They didn't know any better, or, maybe they were doing it on purpose. But in that case, you know what? Still forgive them. It's not going to do you any good to keep a grudge on them. So just let it go. And also, please, please forgive yourself, because you didn't do anything to deserve that. It's not your fault in any way. Okay, so
a lot of people unconsciously are holding on to grievances. It's not conscious. Nobody wants to hold on to pain or resentment consciously, but there is a lot of energetics. That
once you realize that is there, please let it go, because it's not helping you in any way, and it's definitely not punishing the other person, because they don't know.
Yeah.
So it's, it's doing you badly. So you need to let it go. So in order to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And also you need to be aware of whoever you're hanging out with and surrounding yourself with, because you want to be around people who are positive, who are going to inspire you to do better and grow and thrive. You don't want to be around people who are going to pull you down and not support you. So be careful who you're hanging out with. And you can get involved in things that are bigger than yourself, meaning focus on things, on helping other people. That is really, really a great thing. You can get involved in charity, fundraiser, volunteer work of any type, or maybe, some church activities, whatever it is, because it is also proven that when you are giving, you are feeling so much happier than
So
receiving.
true.
Yeah. So do for others.
There
And
was
that
a
will help
time
you.
I was invited to go and speak at this event in LA, and it was, for women who are getting back on their feet and trying to get a job. And I was like, I'm not going to get any coaching clients. These women don't have money to like pay their bills. They're really desperate situation. And I spent the evening there just sharing with them, law of attraction principles, stuff they had never heard about.
Yeah.
And it felt phenomenal. I felt so amazing to be in this place of giving. And this is really true. It sounds elementary, but to give shows that your cup is full.
Mm-hmm. And the connection it gives you. You just have that, that connection of connecting to another human being on a different level, that you don't want anything, they don't want anything from you. It's just pure love and nothing is asked of you, and it's just amazing. It is amazing. And also, if you have been, struggling with any body issues, you have to start thinking about your body in a different way, and remind yourself that you are one of a kind. Each and every one of us, we were created uniquely. So make it a point to notice the features that you love about yourself and not the things that you don't like so much. But celebrate yourself as a person, your internal qualities and the person that you are as a whole. So remember, you are uniquely created, divinely created. So celebrate that. Nobody else in the world is like you. And please take a compliment. You might be feeling, oh, I'm not feeling crap, today, no. But then somebody says, hey, you have such a beautiful smile. Just say, oh, thank you. It doesn't have to be like, oh, well, thank you. No, just take it. That's it. You don't have to do anything,
To be a receiver. There was a book that I read many years ago called, I don't know, it was T. Harv Eker's book about the secrets of a millionaire mind. And he said, introduce this concept of, when somebody gives you a compliment, don't say, oh yeah, right, but say thank you and really receive and practice receiving. And again, this sounds elementary, but this is the real bomb here. This is the energetics behind abundance, And it may sound very 101, but I guarantee, my intention with these webinar series is to just take one idea, one concept, one piece of clarity, one nugget, just one thing that you glean can transform your life incredibly. And the ability to receive, receive a compliment, receive a gift from a man, receive whatever, receive money. It starts by, it's like a muscle that you exercise. I was doing this, Shailene Johnson freaking fitness thing, beach buddying my, living room today does not look like this, but like swearing,
Yeah.
And, it's, getting my muscles ready. And so the receiving muscle is actually something that you activate, you pump it, you make it bigger by using it.
Yeah. And why it's so difficult for us to be able to receive freely is that we've been so conditioned to thinking that, oh, you give me something, that means you want something else in return. And we have to get rid of that thinking. We have to, just, okay, you give me something, well, just take it freely. That's it. But you need to train yourself to do that as well. And, to get help to deal with any other deep trauma that you've suffered, that is another thing you need to remind yourself to do. And remember that it is really important to ask for help, but it takes courage You know, not everybody can ask for help. So if you're able to do that, remember that you are being courageous asking for help, because it shows that you care about healing yourself in order to move forward and grow and get out of, you know, that place that you are now that's not working for you. So keep that in mind. And now we're going to share 3 simple keys that you can use to radically boost your self-confidence. And those 3 keys are ready, set, and go. It might be very simple, but yeah, it's you got to be ready, you got to be set and ready to go. So in order to be ready, you have to decide. You have to decide. Again, it's very simple, but you need to decide when you're going to make that change happen for you. It's got to be a conscious decision. So decide.
That's right.
Yeah.
It can't just be something like, oh, you know, like if you're going to quit smoking, you know, you prepare yourself. Like you're going to go on a diet and change your eating habits. You gotta decide and you gotta prepare for it. If you know, I read this quote today. I have this little journal that I do every morning. It's a 5-minute journal. It's really simple and easy. And the quote today was, "A goal without a plan is a wish."
Yes.
And I thought, how appropriate, right?
Yep.
It's not about wishing, it's about making shit happen.
Exactly. It's just in the air. Okay, well, there goes another wish.
Yeah. Decide and then get ready for it.
Yep. Yep. And as you make that decision, you know, it's building your confidence as well, because you are the one making the decision. Nobody else is making it for you. And you're making that decision like, yes, I am making the decision. So that's really good. Second, you need to make a plan, you know, in order to be set. So you decide, make a plan, and you're set to go. And of course, once you made that plan, well, now you need to take action and put that plan into, you know, motion. So then you're ready to go. And when you decide, there are, you know, a couple of things, or, you know, questions, or the process you go through in order to make that decision. You know, internal inventory check, like, okay, why am I going to make this decision, and, you know, what do I want from it, and who you are in charge, because nobody is going to tell you to do something. Either you're going to do it, you know, by fear, but when you really want to change for yourself, you have to be the one to decide to do it. You have to do it for yourself, nobody else. So you are in charge, and you decide, what do you want? What makes you happy? And whatever it is that you want to do, if you knew you could not fail at it, would you start today? And I'm guessing the answer is probably yes. So if you're not doing it, then what are your limiting beliefs, you know, that are holding you back? Any excuses that may or may not be valid? Are you in a holding pattern? So you go through all these.
Ask a question. Let's ask a question here to people, because we've got a bunch of people joining us today, and I'm really inviting you all to really like show up and play full on. What limiting belief? Let's just take that question. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you start today? So if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you start today? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you start today? That's the first question. It's a great freaking question. I'm even like going through my own mind. And I just said yes to something, to a major up level here in the last 24 hours, which is always exciting, but nerve-wracking, you know. Yeah. But it's just a process of really the process of manifesting, you know, following that expansion, like you said, the internal guidance. And then what limiting excuses are holding you back from getting started already?
Yep.
Just becoming conscious of them. Go ahead and type that in the chat box, and we'll give you guys a few minutes to finish that up. So if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you start today? And as you answer that, the next question is, are there any limiting beliefs holding you back, or any excuses? What are the limiting beliefs or excuses when you make that and stake that and claim it? Just becoming conscious of it. I mean, it sounds simple, but really, you know, bringing the limiting beliefs to the surface is
it's hard.
Well, it can be hard without help, without support. So Jeannie says,
you need to be really truthful. The thing is, you need to be truthful about, you know, about the whole thing, and be truthful with yourself.
Yeah. Jeannie says, a school. Stefan says, writing a novel. Kai says, a Pokemon egg hatchery business, lol. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Stefan says time is the excuse. Yeah, it's a good one. Always there. No time. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. No time. But I always say, you know what? You cannot use time as an excuse. You know
Yeah.
why? Because, well, that's what I tell myself, because we all have 24 hours in the day.
Yeah.
Vanessa, you do have 24 hours in a day. The Queen of England's got 24 hours in a day. I do. President Obama, the Prime Minister in Canada, everyone, we have 24 hours in a day. So Tony Robbins, all those people making it out there, they do have the same amount of time. How come they can make it and we can't, or you can't?
Yeah.
So if you really, really want something, you are able to find the time. If it's 1 hour here, 1 hour there, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, you will make the time to make it happen. So don't think that the time that is lacking. It's
Well, there's
not.
a lot of great comments here. Jeannie says, logistics, how to make it happen, is the excuse, or so that's something really to notice. She wants to do a reality TV show. Dee says, I want to be a talk show, webinar, retreat leader. Finances are holding me back. So there's another excuse about finances. Catherine says, my own communication coaching business. My excuse that I don't want to lose money as I have a family to support. So just notice, these are the things that are really holding you back, okay?
Yeah.
Candace says, no time and not ready. So there's another one. Oh, that one. The no time part we already covered, but the not ready piece.
Not ready. Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah, that's a big one
What
too.
do you have to say about that, Maggie?
Not being ready. It comes back to making the decision. You're not ready. What's holding you back? Why are you not ready?
Yeah, you're never going to be ready until you decide you are. It's the wildest thing. When I decided, I was single for so long. Oh my God, I was so single. Was like, shoot me now. And one night, I went to this yoga. This is a true story. I went to this yoga class, and there was a song playing, and it said, I'm ready to let the rivers rush over me. And it was all about love. And I was like, I got into this feeling of like, I'm ready. And I just kept saying that I'm ready for him. And that was on Friday morning at 11 a.m. And I met Alex at Sunday at 9 p.m. About 48 hours, less than 72 hours later, with the decision to be ready. So this is a very powerful exercise just to see really the gremlins that are there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love that, Maggie.
Absolutely. And I have a little exercise that I do with my clients to, have them go through this first key of being ready and deciding. And it's called my ideal reality exercise. And so there are 3 little phases in that exercise. And the first phase we were talking about, deciding to be ready. So you go through, what is it that you want? And it could be anything, professionally, personally, family, or social life, whatever it is. And you need to find out why you want that, because the why will be your fuel. It's going to be your motivator. Like,
okay, everyone grab a pen and write this down. I'm going to do the same thing. So I want whatever it is. Let's say I want,
I want to start writing my novel. Somebody mentioned, writing a novel.
Okay,
I want to write my novel because.
Show. Yep. Or school. Or all these different things that were mentioned. Communication, coaching, business.
Because why you want to go back to school? Finding out the why. And keeping that in mind, because you can be, I want to do this, but I'm not ready to start now. Okay, something's missing. You need that fuel, that motivational thing that's going to keep you going. And keeping, helping you keep the eyes on the prize. So the why is very important. Okay. And then you get to exploring whatever it is that's holding you back in a pattern. You want to write that novel because that's your life purpose. You want to be a writer. You consider yourself to be a writer. You want to do that because you're going to be happiest as ever. So why are you not doing it? Why have you not started? What is holding you back? And usually I ask my clients to come up with 3 top barriers that are keeping them from, getting, into action. And I ask them, well, if you can think of not using finances or time as an excuse, that would be good, because you have to dig deeper and see what else is holding you back. I'm not saying that finances and time, it might not be good, excuses. Just put those on the side for now and dig deeper to find out what other stuff are holding you back in addition to finances and time. Okay, make sense?
Yeah, I like that. So You're asking us here to write down the top 3 things that come to mind as excuses, but they can't be time or money because you can always find a way around it. And I wholeheartedly agree. You know, when I work with clients, I'm like, if you really want a freaking trip to India or a big screen TV, you're going to find the money. And if you always let money be an excuse, guess what? It's always going to be an excuse and you're not going to do anything with your life. Let's get rid of money because that's, you know, a big load of crap. And the other one with time, same thing. Those are 2 of the biggest freaking blocks that the ego uses to hold people back from making change. Why? Because change is fucking terrifying. Most people would rather die than change. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
They would rather die than change. That's how scary it is. So, and fail really, right? Because if you go for a goal and you fail, well, that, you know, the ego equates failure to death. So I like that you're asking us here to dig deeper to find these blocks. So what are, you know, if it's not time or money, what else are the excuses holding you back? Like that.
So then you find those and then you have to shatter them, you know, like you said, money and time aside, whatever else, you know, other barriers that are holding you back, then you have to shatter them because you can't move forward. So ask yourself this, you know, this set of questions. Is this belief really true? Like somebody might say, well, I'm not smart enough, or I just can't do it because I don't know how to get started. Well, is it really true? Have you actually tried? Have you looked into it? Did you do some research to see how can I go about this? I mean, with Google nowadays, you can find about anything, you know, and that fear that you have, that belief, limiting belief, who does it belong to? Is it yours? If you're thinking, I'm not smart enough, did you wake up one morning and just say, oh, I'm not smart enough? Where did that come from?
Right. Well, look, somebody found here another gremlin. I feel I will enjoy doing it, but I won't be able to sell it.
Huh?
Why not? Well, what is that? This is a great gremlin. It's fantastic that you found this. Okay. Somebody else is saying here that underlying for me is fear of failing. Absolutely. Fear of failure is the number one thing that the ego uses to protect you with. It protects you using fear, you know? Oh, you might fail. And then if you really follow that train, then you're going to die, right? You're going to fail. You're going to get kicked out of your house. You have nowhere to live. And then people are going to hate you and your family's going to abandon you. And you're going to be out in the street. You're going to be a bag lady. You're going to die. And that's how, if you follow the freaking thoughts, that's where it always goes. Okay?
But failure is part of success. You need to fail.
Really have to. It doesn't mean you have to fail to get there. It just means to become aware that, you know, that's what's holding you back from pulling the trigger is a huge awareness. Same with this, I feel like I'll enjoy it, but I won't be able to sell it. Well, why not? Why is that in there? What's that about? What the hell is that? Question that. Okay, this is the stuff, these exercises are great to really help pull this stuff out of you, because those thoughts, that is what's holding you back from having your goals.
Absolutely. And as you shatter each of those, you know, barriers and those limiting beliefs, and I go, okay, I never woke up and said, you know, to myself, I'm not smart enough. Somebody's been saying that to me and I internalized it and now I'm believing it and it's not true. I am no longer going to believe that. If I apply myself and take little steps and step by step, I am going to do what I need to do. I am going to succeed. So shatter that and level up and let those limiting beliefs, you know, down. Just drop them and move on.
So hold on, you're sharing us some questions now to ask ourselves about each belief, all right? So let's say there's a belief about, you know, I'll enjoy it, but I won't be able to succeed or sell it. So then you would ask yourself these 4 questions. Is that it?
Yeah. You won't be able to sell it. Well, why is that? You know, why are you believing that you won't be able to sell it? Where did you hear that from? I mean, is it your own thing? You woke up and you started saying that to yourself? You must have heard it from somewhere, or somebody must have told you, or you read something. Oh, if usually, you know, you come up with.
Look, here's another gremlin. I know it's possible, but the competition is huge.
Ooh, there's competition for about everything. If you're going to let that stop, you're never going to do anything at all.
Yeah, so this is great. Okay, this is pulling up all the shit.
Yeah, you have to find your own niche. Find your own niche.
Your thoughts are like a Kleenex box. You're going to pull one out. Whoop, there's another one there. Whoop, 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 whoop. There's more. This is great. Okay, this is what you want. So this is interesting. Oh, look. Oh, there's another belief that's backing up. You know, I won't be able to sell it because there's too much competition out there. You know how many blades of grass there are in the universe, or pieces of sand?
Yeah. And remember that you are created unique. Whatever you come up with, it's not going to be the same thing as, the next person next to you.
Yeah.
You have your own spin on it. It's your creation. Whatever you're going to sell it, you're going to market it. You are, the product. The way you're going to market it, you are behind it.
I need structure to scatter. Well, that could be, an invitation to get mentored, to get the structure. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So is this belief really true is the first question. Who does it belong to? That's great. You might find out, this actually belongs to my dad or my sister or my aunt or something else or somebody else, or who the hell knows who it belongs to.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it's moving now. You see, I know it's possible, but the competition is huge. Okay, we already saw that one. Is it really yours? Meaning, did you impose this on yourself or did you hear it from somebody else?
And most of the time, it's something you've heard somewhere, read somewhere, that it's not yours. You don't get up and start, believing limiting things about yourself.
Yeah, you're right. It's just something, usually when we're kids, we put this in, we have an experience, and because we have an experience, we decide that, okay, I would have, for many, 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 many years ago, I did some big inner work on myself. And I discovered this limiting belief that you can't have what you really want. It was kind of like from my parents, like, money doesn't grow on trees. What do you think you are? What do you think you are? All this crap. This total crap. And I found in my brain one day, you can't have what you really want. I was like, get out! That sucks! Oh, you get. I absolutely can have everything that I want. I absolutely can have I'm irresistible. I'm irresistible to my divine innate money, anything you want, and boom, stuff shows up. So, Liz says, I turn my competition into collaborators. I like that turnaround.
Yes.
Competition to collaborators. And Stefan says, my past failures make me doubt. Of course they do. So you've got to overcome those. Yeah, this is great. These questions are wonderful. I know what's
fantastic. Woohoo!
What's the last one here, Maggie?
Oh, the last one. Oh, the last line. Oh, the last phase. Yes. Well, the last one. Once you've shattered, all your beliefs, then you're able to move on to the second key, and making your plan, because now you're clear about whatever's holding you back, and you've overcome those, shattered them, and now you're ready to make your plan. Okay, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to go about it. You have your plan, your strategy, and you're going to map it out step by step, so you know what to do, when, where, and how. And of course, you need to keep it simple and choose the path of least resistance. What I mean by that, you're still going to go with your internal compass and go with, don't make it complicated. Like, I want to do this and then turn into that and then do. No, just go with the easiest, simpler, way of doing things. Don't make it too complicated. The simpler, the better. Okay? And you're set. And then now you have your map, your plan, your strategy. Now you're going to take action and go.
And I like to tell people when you're planning stuff, what are the next 3 steps you could take to achieve your goal? I hated planning. If you read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, this guy is all about planning. I started planning, my whole life turned around.
Yes, absolutely. I love that book. Before, I always considered myself to be, somebody who was very spontaneous, and I'm going to do what I want to do, and, just make it happen, and on the fly, and flying by the seat of my pants, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, actually, if you really want to succeed, you need a plan, and you need to have, that plan broken down step by step, so you know exactly what to do. And if it's the same plan and keep it consistent, that's it. That is it. So taking action and putting the plan into motion. And you don't have to think too much, because everything is mapped out and laid out for you to follow. So that's it. And like I just said before, to keep this going, you have to remember that consistency and persistency are very important. And just stay the course, and you can track how far you've come. But don't be like, oh my God, I haven't reached my goal yet. I haven't reached it yet. Just keep tracking how far you've come and keep going and stay the course. Okay. Yeah. And I have a couple of testimonials here. This is Eliza, and I've worked with Eliza about 1.5 years ago. And she was a working mom totally overwhelmed because she wanted to do it all. And she came to me, and we worked together and put, some strategies in place for her. And she's been doing fantastic, so since then. So this is what she sent me when I told her that I was going to do this presentation. And Maggie is an excellent life coach with an eye for details and always a smile to go along with it. She's always available to discuss any issues that arise and usually equipped with solutions to choose from. But those thing is, she's the one who usually came up with the solutions. I just made her, look inside herself and come up with those, because usually you do have the solutions already. And it just, by talking it out, it makes it easier to come out. So that's, one of the things that we did. And I had worked with other coaches before, but never got the results I got with Maggie, Get Your Moxy Back empowerment system. I can very comfortably say that Maggie is one of the best coaches around, and that every client should feel very comfortable putting their trust in her hands. It's rare to find someone who can pass along good news, good or bad news, and tell it to you straight, but always put a smile on your face regardless. Because working with someone, it's got to be fun. It's got to be, the whole process got to be fun, because you want to make changes and love making that change happen at the same time. So yeah, fun and laughter, that's me. And here another one. This is Jillian. Jillian, oh my God. Jillian works for a pharmaceutical company as a sales rep. And the pressure with those people is constant. I mean, they need to outperform each other and themselves all the time, because they have to make the quotas. Yeah. So she was totally stressed out. And the competition, of course, there were more male sales rep than female. And so she was like, okay, I need to make some changes here. So we worked together, and this was about a year ago as well. And she's been awesome. I'm still in touch with her today. And she sent me this. Maggie is super to work with, very attentive to all details, yet cool under pressure, and has an uncanny way of calming you down with her super cool attitude. You can count on Maggie to get the job done correctly and addresses all issues head on. And she has taught me to do just that. Stress is no longer something that I fear, and I thank Maggie for it. My career has taken off tremendously, and my stress level has gone down, way down at the same time. I certainly can say that I've got my moxie back for sure. That program works. So yeah, Jillian was really awesome to work with, and I'm really glad that I was able to help her out as well.
Beautiful. And that's really what happens, when you face your things head on instead of delay them or procrastinate or struggle by yourself, when you have the right tools and processes to do them, your life becomes a joy. You get everything you want.
Exactly. And so to tell you more about the program, what is the Get Your Moxy Back program? Well, it is a 6-month program that I've designed to empower, each of you to radically boost your self-confidence so you can create a life that you really, really love. And in helping you to do that, I get to be part of the journey with you. And I can give you all the support you need on the way. And I totally love that. So who is this program for? The program is for you if, and I mean really if, you are absolutely serious about making drastic, long-lasting changes in your life. And, you are without a doubt ready to start working on leveling up your confidence right now. Because like we talked about, you need to be ready and making that decision to be ready and moving forward now. Because there's always going to be a tomorrow. So you got to be ready now.
There was a quote that I loved. I found it on Facebook already. It said, "Someday is what takes your dreams to the grave," because someday never happens.
Oh my God, it is so true. It is so, so true. And there's another one from Wayne Dyer that I love. He's like, don't die with your music still in you. Meaning whatever it is that, you want to do, you want to share with the world, do it now. Start today. Don't wait and keep postponing it until, and that's it. It's gone.
Until you're ready. Like, what the fuck? Just decide. Really? You get it.
And, these are some of the people that I've worked with that have gone through the program successfully. We have real estate agents, corporate managers, health and wellness consultants, entrepreneurs of all type, mothers who do it all, teachers, massage therapists. I've had soul empowerment seekers, Salesforce people, network marketing people as well, healthcare professional, consultants, coaches. I mean, just to name a few. So, anybody who's ready to level up their confidence really, is ready to get into this program. And how the program still works is that, well, it is customized in a way that it's going to meet you where you are now and it gets you to where you want to be through 5 amazing modules that I've put together. And the program also includes some, worksheet exercises, just like the one we shared before, and within each phase that you get into. And in addition to a weekly group call that we have, you also have a monthly one-on-one call with me, because there may be some things you don't want to discuss during the group time. So therefore, we can have a one-on-one call that we talk, where we're going to talk about those stuff, just you and I. And I also have, some recommended reading materials and a private Facebook page and an awesome community support of peers who are going through the program as well and aiming to change, make changes happen in their lives just like you do. And also remember, like we talked about, one of the greatest barriers to success is the fear of failing. And we talked about that. So you have to kick it and make the decision to move forward. And also, as you make these changes happen, you are working on your confidence, and I get that. And it's a daily thing you have to do. And you need to practice and practice, and practice makes perfect, as they say. But you need to be consciously aware that you need to do this on an ongoing basis. And the more of it, the more you do it, the better you're going to feel, the more confident you're going to feel. So I tell myself, I declare that from this day forward, I am expecting only amazing things to happen in my life. Anything other than that is just practice, because it's going to get better. It's only going to get better. Okay? And here are the modules that we have in the program. And the number 1, you uncover your story. Who are you? Where are you right now? What do you want to do? Why are you not doing the things that you want to do, and how we get to where you want to go. Then module number 2, you create your ultimate vision for success. Everybody's got a different definition of success. What is success for you? How do you see yourself being successful? Is it financial only? Is it having more time with your family? Is it having your dream job? Is it, being able to travel? What does success mean for you? So now in that second module, we create your ultimate vision for success for you. Module 3, we're shifting your limiting beliefs. All those limiting beliefs, those gremlins, like, Vanessa says, in your closet, we want to shatter them. We want to get rid of those so we can move forward. And then in module 4, now we're going to take some massive action so we can discover the new you. That new confident person who's, ready to tackle anything and do anything, because you can have, and you are having everything that you desire. And then module 5, we celebrate each success, because every day we're making progress. So all those, marks, you have to celebrate them. No matter how little or how small, how big, you have to celebrate them, because you're making progress, you're making changes. So we do need to celebrate those successes as well. And this is what I have for you. You can go and register for the program. And this is the link that I have here.
And I put the link here in the chat box, Maggie. And so what happens when people register? They get on a phone call with you? Is that what you're offering people?
Yes. Yep. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give the 30 minutes, make it a free call, because usually I charge for those 30 minutes calls. But I want to reward, again, those people who were on the call today. So I'm going to make it a free 30 minutes call that can schedule with me, so we can, decide whether we're a good fit to work together, and, where they want to make changes in their lives, and how we're going to go about, making those changes happen. Beautiful. So the 30 minutes call is going to be free. So go ahead, and I invite you, to go in there and apply for that 30 minutes free session with me.
Beautiful. I put it here in the chat box, getyourmoxyback.com/breakthrough. That's so generous of you. Thank you, Maggie.
You're welcome.
For offering this to my community. You're such a rock star. I have so enjoyed this entire presentation. I'm like,
me too.
Yep.
Me too, absolutely. Yeah.
Anyone else have any last minute questions? And while they're popping up here, it takes always a few minutes. It's a few seconds delay here with Webinar Jam. Any last minute questions for Maggie? Where can people find you, Maggie? Where are you? Are you on any social media sites?
I'm on Facebook, Maggie Monney. You can find me, you can go on the website, www.getyourmoxyback.com.
Great. Wonderful.
And, read about our other testimonials, and about, my story and how I got to be here and all the fun stuff that I'm doing now. I have also those daily quotes that I want to inspire, keep on inspiring people. So I have daily quotes that I'm posting and coming up with to keep everybody going strong. So
wonderful.
yeah,
This has been so inspirational. I gotta tell you, I'm inspired. I inspire people, and I'm inspired. I really have.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks like we don't have any questions, which is great. We had a lot of a lot of people commenting and making interaction here during the actual presentation. If there are any questions, though, I'll make sure to get them over to you.
Okay.
And I just want to thank you for being here on the call with us and for sharing all of your nuggets. And I don't know if we can see you again. If you hit stop screen sharing, there we go. Be back with us. Yay, there she is. That was so amazing. Congratulations. Super inspiring. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you guys for being here. So that was awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up. I say it every week. I really do mean it. 90% of success is just showing up. When you don't feel like it, when you feel like a failure, when you feel confused, just one little piece of aha. And let's just ask everyone here, what's your one big takeaway? Catherine says, thank you both. Kai says, thank you, Vanessa and Maggie. What's your one big aha, one big takeaway, one piece of something that you're going to put into action? Because, it's not just about what you hear. You can sit and learn all day long, but it's about what you do, what you actually apply. Julie says, thank you both. A lot of people are really happy here with today's presentation. What's the one big aha that you're going to, Candace says, thanks, that you're going to implement or take away from today's training? One piece, one nugget. And I say this, just one thing, one little tweak, one little change.
Apply it, and it's going to make, a difference.
Huge impact in your life. And again, if you want to connect with Maggie, her website is www.getyourmoxyback.com, and super generous of you to offer the community here a 30-minute call with you to talk about their goals and also how to get them from where they are now to really creating a life that they love, really working on the mindset. Kai says, approaching everything with the attitude of I will not fail.
Excellent.
Awesome. Candace says, be responsible and take action. Yeah, it all starts with that. Catherine, if it's not my belief, realize it isn't. Why do I keep following it? Yeah, that's a great piece of
excellent. Oh yeah, absolutely.
One little shift, man. One little nugget. Massive results. Everything happens in your mind. So, Maggie, Rockstar Maggie, thank you so much for being here and sharing. I love you. I love each and every one of you for tuning in. Connect with Maggie on Facebook, Maggie Monney. Maggie Monney! She's here to activate their abundance and unlock their freedom factor. Thank you all for joining us, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. I'll be on vacation.
Vacation. Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.